If all nations could agree to eliminate their military spending budget, it would be beneficial to all nations. They could spend more money on schools, education, social services, etc. But if one country says they're going to eliminate their budget and doesn't, they will be able to attack any nation they want and take their land and resources. And this is basically the cause of a lot of dysfunction in our world. Another example of this in the real world is makeup and beauty. Women are competing for mates. If they look more beautiful, they can attract a more beautiful mate themselves, and they can attract a mate that has more access to resources. And it causes women to basically continue to push the boundaries, even into the impossible boundaries where you have apps that make people look more beautiful than they are. And this causes women to spend time and money that they don't probably want to be spending necessarily. Some may, but it's not a good thing overall for society. And we can't stop it because it's a competitive system, and that's just the world that we live in. And it's even evolutionarily, potentially, because wanting to attract a powerful mate is something that's seen across cultures. So it's not something that perhaps we can change in humans. And this is called Moloch, according to Slate Star Codex, a blogger where I learned about this. And he proposes a solution to this, which is artificial intelligence that is benevolent and good-willed towards us in particular. With its greater power, it could manage us, control the world perhaps even, and kind of stamp down this impulse. And I'm not sure I want it to be that way, but I do see this dysfunction in our world, and I don't know how to solve it. But I would say I have thought spirituality is one way, a different way. Because if people can become enlightened and they have more mindfulness, they'll be able to control their urges to compete in ways that are harmful to all of us. You know, they won't feel so much fear. They won't need to feel like they need something to save them. They won't need to feel like they have to attack other people, you know, whether that's militarily or personally. So I'm really not sure artificial intelligence is the best way to solve this problem, but it is a possible way. I could see it happening. And, you know, some people say artificial intelligence is going to happen no matter what, and we should seed it to be benevolent towards us. That's something that you theoretically can do. You know, we can make the first we can take the first action before it becomes so powerful that it can do things we don't want it to do. And if we do take the action to say, hey, look, humans are good, then maybe it won't harm us and it could actually help us. And that's what Slate Star Codex is arguing for in his essay on Moloch. So I'm not really sure, like I said, but it's a very, very interesting topic. Another example I've heard that kind of sounds related to Moloch is basically in politics. To move up in politics, you have to make deals with people inside of the system. And you owe them and they owe you. And there's always this kind of like dark, not very well documented bartering system, perhaps, you know, of power. And as the higher you go up, the more deals you've made with people on the back end that nobody knows about. And the less able you are to act with independence against the negative forces of the world. And so people basically, as they become more powerful, have less power almost to be independent, which is, you know, something that's really bad in the face of climate change. How are we going to deal with climate change if everybody has all these backhand deals that cause them to not be able to act really decisively and powerfully and in a way that is uncommon? You know, I think that it's a good question. So these are some ideas that I think are interesting. I hope you did too. Thanks for watching. I am John Breyer. Peace.